Let's talk about Luke McCaffrey was just drafted by the Commanders, by the way. The first bloodline pick is off the list. We can't get Luke McCaffrey. The 49ers cannot get Luke McCaffrey. Just got drafted by the Commanders. Adam Peters cooked it up. But how are we feeling, 49er fans? John Lynch tonight, he said that, you know what? The rumors, the trade speculation, he didn't entertain it tonight. He didn't even pick up the phone. My boy John Lynch was too busy cooking it up and making trades to get the 49ers two really good draft picks. They got Renardo Green, cornerback out of FSU, and they got Dominic Pooney, offensive lineman out of Kansas. This guy's a big dude. He could play interior, slide outside, but he's probably going to play inside. Big guy, big guy. He didn't allow a pass any pressures or any sacks last year. He was really good. So a guy that kind of worked his way up through the college ranks and a big beefy guy. But the most important thing is John Lynch said, "Hey, look, we didn't entertain the trades for Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel. You're going to have all these reports. You're going to hear Deanna Rossini say, I talked to Debo Samuel. Yeah, guess what? Debo Samuel on his story said, yeah, you know what? That's cap. It's a bunch of cap. And tonight, John Lynch said, we're thrilled, we're happy, we're excited about our wide receivers. We want Ricky Parcell to be part of this team with Debo, with Ayuk. Let's go, baby." The Niners put together a good draft so far, I think. I mean, it's not an A plus, but it's a pretty solid draft. You got an offensive lineman, a cornerback. Those are the two picks you needed, right? I think tonight everybody was kind of saying, get a cornerback, get an offensive lineman, and they did just that. So I think they did a really good job. Again, no Debo or Ayuk trade. They're still on the roster. 2 days of the draft. They got a cornerback, they got an offensive lineman, and a really solid wide receiver for the future. Niners are solid. I think this is so far a good draft. It could have been better. Like, yeah, I know we could have got Cooper DeJean or whatever. But hey, the 49ers grabbed guys that they felt could fit their system. And they also got players that could be starters for many years. You got to remember, they have 39 free agents next year. 39 free agents next season. So Washington Commanders. So how are we feeling? How are we guys doing? Are you guys happy? What is your grade of the draft? I give it about a solid B right now. I think it could, if they would have got like a blockbuster player last night with their pick, maybe you give it an A. But again, at 31, there's not a lot of blockbuster players. It probably could have been Cooper DeJean or Kool-Aid McKinstry, but they really fell in love with this guy Ricky Parcell. So we got grades over here. We got Russell Garcia says it's a solid B. We got a B plus over here. B, A, B is fine. Surprised Rice hasn't been drafted. I'm not. I didn't think he was a day two pick. I said day three, maybe round three pass. So maybe round four tomorrow. He just doesn't have the measurables as some of these other wide receivers in the draft. He doesn't have the speed. Again, he's got the legacy of Jerry Rice, but he's not like Xavier Leggett or some of these other guys that went today. So no shot at him. But I think that you'll see Brendan Rice drafted tomorrow. That's what I feel. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm excited so far, man. The draft is fun, man. At the end of the day, we get a lot of new players. It's optimism. We get to see what the 49ers are adding, and we get to really be excited about these players. Will they pan out? Who knows? Will they be starters? Who knows? Will they be bums? Who knows? Will they be great? Who knows? But it's fun to see who the hell your 49ers, your favorite team, is adding to their roster. So I like it. It's fun. Um, Again, everybody gets so attached and emotionally drained. They just feel like, I feel like fans just, they want certain players, and that's why you have to take away your emotions from the draft, man. I take it away because I used to do mock draft. I used to sit here grind the film. I used to do mock draft season. I used to do I used to go all in it. Like there's people that are just like such like draft like junkies, and I used to be like that. I used to sit there and watch like everybody's film. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna make my money, and whatever the Niners do is whatever the Niners do. Because if you get so hung up on certain players, you're gonna be pissed off when they don't draft them. So, yeah, Charlton says we still have a Super Bowl team. Absolutely. Um, we still have a really good team, man. You got to remember, we still have Kittle, Debo, IU. Brock Purdy's only going to get better. We got a fantastic team. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Mooney Ward. I'm so excited. Honestly, so far, my favorite pick so far, I'm going to tell you, is Renardo Green. I love the pick. The guy's a physical, gritty ass dude. He's handsy, man. He's a guy that I think we're all gonna really like. We needed a nickel guy. This guy can play that slot corner spot, and he's gonna be a I think he's gonna be a dog for the 49ers. I just have this feeling Ronaldo Green's gonna be a dog. You got Mooney, Lenore, and Green. I'm really excited about that trio. So far, I think he's my favorite draft pick right now. If I had to pick, he's my favorite draft pick right now. I don't know. We'll see. I like the Tooney kid, the guy they got from Kansas, the offensive lineman Dominic. He looks like a monster, man. He looks like he's going to be a really big time immovable object, a brick wall. But we'll see. He doesn't have the name as some of the other guys had out there. Again, like you know, Kingsley, Sumatea. He didn't have the names of some of those guys that were available. But again, sometimes the names don't matter. They matter to us when we get invested and we watch their film and we like tell ourselves that's the player, that's the player, that's the player. In our minds, we see it and we're like, that has to be the guy. But the 49ers have a certain philosophy. They look at guys in a different way. They look at tape a different way. They meet these players. They actually sit down and are face to face with the players and they get to interact. And if they're shitty interactions, probably not going to draft the guy. So, yeah, my man Kim says, Alex says, we finally got a guard at least. What do you think of him? Yeah, that I love the guard. Again, I like him. I like the pick. I think he's very just stout. He's gonna be a brick wall. He didn't allow any sacks last year. He's a beast, man. I like him. And again, a guy that he can play on the outside. He could play tackle if he needs to. He could play inside. He's a versatile guy. The 49ers love versatility, and they added versatility on that pick. So Kim says, don't get attached to the player. Trust the process. Yeah, I don't. We can't get attached to these draft picks. We can't. It's fun to like cheer them on, and if you get one of your guys, you're gonna be like, hell yeah, like Debo. I think this is why I like Debo so much, guys. You know how much I love Debo. I remember like when I was a draft junkie, I studied so much. I was like looking at the Senior Bowl, everything, and I saw Debo Samuel, and I saw how much Kyle wanted him, and I followed Debo very closely through that draft process. I was like, I want Debo on this team. I want Debo. And when the Niners drafted Debo, I was like, hell yeah, oh my God. So ever since then, I've like wanted Debo to succeed. So that's why if the Niners were to trade him, I would have been like sick. It would have broke my heart, honestly, because I'm such a huge Debo fan. But I can't follow these guys as closely as I used to at college, because it just breaks your heart if you don't draft them, man. You get so attached. But I think so far they've done good. And I'm super happy right now that the 49ers didn't trade Debo. They didn't trade Brandon Ayuk. Like that was something in the back of my mind all day. I was like, fuck, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna trade him? Are they gonna trade him? And then we kept getting these reports. And this is what I keep telling you, it's smoke season. And I'm a little pissed at myself because I posted a lot of these reports, but you never know. At this point of the season, it's the draft. You got to post things. Typically, if it wasn't the draft, if this was 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have posted any of those reports because, I hate those smoke reports. We come live, we talk about how silly they are. And this weekend is a prime example of, hey, guess what? These guys need to write their stories. They need to post their podcasts. They need to go out there and write their articles. And they're going to sit there and tell us everything they want us to think is true, and they're writing all these fake news reports, and it sounds legit. And boom, guess what? None of that shit was true. Kyle Shannon or John Lynch today said, I didn't entertain. I did not even entertain any of that BS. Love it, man. Smoke season, baby. Smoke season. Yeah, we got the best wide receiver room in the NFL. What was the trade with Philly? The Niners traded away 94, and another pick to the Eagles so they can get the 86 pick. The Niners traded up. They gave up two picks to the Eagles to trade up to that 86 pick so they can pick their offensive lineman, Dominic from Kansas. That's what they did. They traded up. They actually traded back too with the Chiefs. They took a pick to go back one spot, so they take Renardo Green, and then they actually traded. Pick swapped fifth and sixth pick. So the Niners gained a fifth round pick. They lost the fourth round pick. They moved up to 86. They moved back to 64. They were moving. John Lynch was moving all day today to get the guys that he wanted. So they lost the a fourth round pick. They gained a fifth round pick. This was a wild day. The 49ers were moving and grooving. They weren't trying to trade Debo at Brandon Ayuk. They were making sure they were zoned in on the draft. And it turned out to be a wild, crazy night. And they ended up getting two solid players. So let's go. I think day two was a dub. Lynch knows what he was doing. I think tonight was a dub. Kim says, did anyone notice how lackluster a team was when Debo wasn't on the field? I'm going to tell you that. I know you guys, I know there's people that don't like Debo Samuel. There's people that hate him. They say he's this and that. Point is, bottom line, Debo Samuel is important for the 49ers team. You take him out of this roster, this offense changes drastically. Drastically, man. Yeah. Russell says, Pooney didn't give up a quarterback pressure or sack in 343 plays last year. That's big. That's amazing. That's amazing, man. Whew. I love it. What do we still need for tomorrow? Um, Man, let me see. Maybe we can get I think we still need a tight end. We need a safety. We need safety depth because we don't know how how Hufunga is going to come back, and we all expect him to be coming back, 100%. But they need a safety depth and get a tight end. Those are my two big positions. I need them to go get. I still need another offensive lineman and a defensive tackle. Go get some defensive line help. I'm actually shocked. Three picks in the 49ers haven't taken a defensive lineman. Usually they're picking defensive linemen all over the place. I need them to go get a defensive lineman, go get me a tight end, and give me some safety depth. Those three picks are really big. So CMC is my boy, says Gabriel. He is nice. Um, My man Golden Dragon is not having a good night. He says I'm trash. He says these Niners are gonna suck with Pooney. My good man, why are you even a Niners fan if you're so sick of this team? I'm trash. Well, thank you very much. Apparently I'm trash, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. We got people losing their minds tonight on social media because they're not happy with the 49ers picks. Shout out to my boy Golden Dragon number 5. Thank you for the compliment calling me trash because guess what? Tonight's opposite day, and when you call someone trash, that means they're amazing. You know what? You're amazing. Opposite day, you're a piece of shit. So let's go, man. I think we'd like to see him draft a legacy player, son. I still think Frank Gore's the pick. I think Frank Gore's gonna be the guy. So I think Frank Gore Jr. is gonna be the pick. Yeah. Let's see. Um Raj drinks. Yeah, okay. What do you think if we got Brandon Rice? I don't think we need Brandon Rice. I honestly think we have other positions that are of bigger need than Brandon Rice. But I think so far, I mean, again, you got Ricky Parcell. I think that really eliminates the need for another wide receiver anytime soon in this draft. So appreciate you, Kim. Some D line. Yeah, I think D line and safeties for sure. Definitely got to get a D line or safeties. That's what I was thinking. We drafted a running back. I think we will get a running back. I still think Frank Gore Jr. is on the board. Niners take him down the line. It'd be surprising if the 49ers don't take a running back. Although they did get a running back in the free agency, the cat from Green Bay. They have Mason, they have Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell's injury concerns are there. So it's still to be determined, but I do think the 49ers will draft a running back tomorrow. So, what do I feel about Luke going to Washington? I'm happy for the guy, man. I'm happy for Luke McCaffrey. I think Washington's a good spot for him. Adam Peters knows ball. He's gonna bring, Christian McCaffrey's younger brother into their franchise, and I think he could be a good player there. I like Washington. I think they're doing good things. I think Adam Peters is having a really good draft for first time as a GM. I'm happy for him. So, I mean, it would have been cool to see Luke McCaffrey come to the Niners, but we didn't need him. Linebacker depth, I don't know. I really think that the Niners linebackers are set, man. You got Devondre Campbell coming in that they signed this offseason. They have two really good linebackers they drafted last year, D Winters, Jalen Graham. I'm excited about those guys. Could they use another linebacker for depth? Absolutely. But I don't think they necessarily need to get one tomorrow, like early. But I mean, I wouldn't hate it if they went and got a linebacker because you can never have too much. Niners know how to stack linebackers and draft talent. So if any position the Niners are gurus at, it's probably linebacker. So who do I think is winning the draft right now? Arizona's had a good draft. Detroit has having a really good draft. Philadelphia, I think's nailing it. Those three teams are probably three of the top teams right there. Seattle's had a sneaky draft. The Rams have had a damn good draft. Blake Corum, man, they had two really, really good defensive linemen, and then they get Blake Corum in the third round. That was a fantastic draft for the Rams. The Rams are tough. They're drafting good this year, man. It's funny because the Rams say F them picks, but they're using those picks wisely. That Blake Corum picks was very nice. So definitely, I think they're having a good draft. But Arizona, to me, man, might be having the best draft of everybody. Arizona is absolutely cooking. Their new head coach is coming in and making pick after pick. That's really, really, really good so far. I mean, just by names, by what we're seeing out there right now. But if you just look at it on paper, Arizona's probably having the best draft of everybody. Detroit's close there too. I think Detroit's nailing this draft. So Commanders, yeah, they're having a good draft. And Washington's doing a very good job. Again, Adam Peters, man, he really knows what he's doing. We always knew Adam Peters was a good, draft master. So we'll see how it goes into the season though. Throwback says, watch the film. Renardo shut down Persall, and he shut down Neighbors. Yeah, he was solid in last season. So I really like the Renardo Green pick. Somebody needs to investigate the Cardinals. Yeah. DJ Rod says our conference will have some competition. It'll be fun. NFC definitely cooking, man. The NFC West, that division, whew, they put up some really really good draft picks. It's gonna be fun. Everybody's trying to improve to take down the Niners. So Russell says Peters is having a good offense in general. Yeah, he really is. He's having a good off season. His uh, free agent signings were good, and now he's having a good draft. So um, what time is the draft tomorrow? 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Wake up early, baby. And we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Maybe I'll be live a little later. But yeah, I just wanted to recap. John Lynch says that the 49ers, they didn't entertain any trades for Debo or Ayuk. So it looks like their time is safe with the Niners. Love to hear that. 49ers went and made some trades in order to move up and position themselves in the draft today. And they grabbed a cornerback, an offensive lineman. I think two picks that they really needed to make. Again, two guys that could probably start even by next year. So we'll see how it goes. But I think the 49ers definitely had a solid day two. And guess what? Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel still on the roster. You guys have a great night.